Dear students, today our topic is about the pollination and types of the pollination. So we discuss the pollination. Basically, pollination is the process of transferring the pollen grains from the male part of the flower. So the male part of the flower is known as the anther to the female part, which is known as the stigma. The transfer allows fertilizations to occur, leading to the production of seeds and fruit. So this we explain with the diagram that the flower consists of the two reproductive organ. Essential process for the reproduction in flowering plant is the angiosperm and gymnosperm, involving the transfer of pollen grains from the anther reproductive part to the stamen receptive parts. So there are different types of the pollination. Firstly, pollinations can be broadly classified into two main types. The first type is the self-pollination. So self-pollinations can be defined as it occur when pollens from the anther of a flower is transferred to the stigma of the same flower or another flower on the same plant. So this we call the self-pollination. So this concept can be explained in this diagram that in self-pollination, pollen from the anther of a flower lands on the stigma of the same flower. For example, the flower consists of the two reproductive organs, anther and stigma, in the same flower, so there is the exchange of pollinations between these two reproductive organs. So, what is the importance of self pollination or factors? They require the less energy and ensure reproductions even in the absence of the pollinators. It means there have been no need of any pollinators for this purpose. In the meanwhile, self-pollination it can lead to the reduced genetic diversity. Due to their self-pollination, the genetic diversity is reduced. The second type of pollination is known as the cross pollination. It involves the transfer of pollen from the anther of the one flower to the stigma of another flower on a different plant of the same species. This can explain in this diagram that the cross pollination basically two different flowers pollinate their pollens between reproductive organs and transfer of pollen from anther of one plant to the stigma of the another plant. The first importance is that the cross-pollination promotes the genetic diversity, which leading to healthier and more adaptable offspring. Secondly, it also requires the assistance of the pollinators like the insects, birds, bats, or winds. So it's mean that the cross pollinations require all the agents which have been needed for the pollination. Now we will discuss what are the agents which are required for the pollination. The first agent is the insects. Insects include the bees, butterflies, moths, beetles and flies are the most common insects pollinators. They attract to flower by their colors, scents and nectar. The second agent of pollination is the birds, in which the human birds and sunbirds are important pollinators. Especially in tropical regions, they are attracted to brightly colored flowers with abundant nectars. The third agent is the bats. In some plants, particularly those blooming at the night, rely on bats for pollination. For example, bats are attracted to large, fragrant flowers with abundant nectars. Winds are also the agents of the pollinations. Wind plants is common in grasses, trees, and other plants with small, inconspicuous flowers. Wind carries pollen from the anther to the stigma. Other agent is the water. In aquatic plant, pollen is carried by the water currents from one flowers to another. So this is the diagram of the agents which has been required for the pollinations. The different agents can have been helpful to produce the exchange of the pollens between the two reproductive organs in the flower. So now the question is, what is the importance of the pollination? Basically, pollination is essential for the reproduction of many flowering plants, including those that produce the fruits and seeds we consume. It contributes to biodiversity, ecosystem health, and food security. The pollinators play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance and supporting the human agriculture. So this is all about the pollination, the type of the pollinations and different agents required for the pollination. Thank you so much.